Hello everyone, so obviously you see the big white light on my chest here. This is a body camera and I wanted to just show you this. This is my body camera that I use, etc. for work. Now of course I got a few of the Gaudi, which is great. This cost around nearly 400. I just want to talk, just to give some perspective, this was around 400. The Gaudi obviously they want to mobilize, basically have it nationwide that every guard would have a body camera, a bit different to this, a bit more chunkier, probably a bit more professional, etc. So they're going to spend 150 million over the next 15 years to basically equip every guard in the country with a body camera. Now, beforehand, it was only some guards in Dublin, some guards in Limerick, and some guards in Cork that had the body cameras. And of course, they're good. We've seen in the case in England where unfortunately the young lad died because of a person stabbed him. It was a sheik stabbed him, and of course we see the police response. I don't think you have, mate, and only for the body camera. We would never have been able to hear that or see that what actually happened, because it's all right saying the thing that happened, but when you have video evidence, you that's really indisputable, I suppose. But there's a lot of questions around this in terms of body cameras. So going by this, they're ordering 15k body cameras, 15,000 body cameras, for obviously members of the country and a few spares probably and stuff like that. But they're going to spend 100 million or 150 million on body cameras. Now, the Garda have said, and the Garda press office have said, it's around, on average it probably would be around, nearly 10k per body camera, which sounds insane, but adding it up, it pretty much would add to about 10k or 9k or something like that. But long story short, the Garda press officer said it's going to take money to train the Garda to use this, etc., because it's going to be a lot more high tech, and the Garda have to record it, etc. And of course, it's not going to take that, but also they're saying about storage devices. What I mean by storage devices, to store obviously the video evidence. Like my body camera, it can record 35 hours of footage, and it has long battery, etc. too, and has other features too. But the Garda ones, I'm not too sure what the features will be, but obviously be able to record, etc. And of course, they need storage devices to keep the footage on a computer tape, for example, or on a storage drive to keep it safe, etc. for court cases, etc. But the thing about it is, it still it still doesn't matter, because it still would be 9 or 10,000 per body camera to get to get every guy in the country equipped with it. But who is stuffing their pockets here, or who's making the money here? Because it simply is outrageous. Take for example, we have another comparison in Scotland, just across the water. They ordered 10,000, they ordered 10k body cameras for the police over there, at a cost of 30 million, and then out of the 100 million to 150 million. Please explain that one to me. I know people would say it's an extra 5,000 body cameras, and that's all well and good, but still at the same time, it doesn't 13 million doesn't add up to 150 million. So I'm not too sure what method of gymnastics they're playing in on Garda Síochána Connor to do this. Maybe it's a mistake somewhere, but I don't know. They're saying it's over the next 15 years. But the thing I think about it is that somebody in Fianna Gael or Fianna Fáil has a friend that works in a body camera business. Now, we don't know what the brand's going to be. As you can see, my brand here. Now, we don't know what the brand is going to be, who's making them, or who's getting the contract, because clearly they're going to be bought in bulk, and there's going to be a government contract signed to with that. But if it is 150 million, there'll be a government contract, they'll be able to provide the state with body camera, etc. But at the same time too, it doesn't cost that much to store. As I say, I have loads of. I could put it on my computer, can save. It's pretty easy. You can get a disc, you can get a hard drive and save your evidence, if say for example stuff on your body camera. You can even save it on my body camera too. But the thing about it is too, and even they're saying about training and stuff, it will take maybe a day, less than a day, to show a guard. This is how you turn it on. This is how you turn it off. This is how you put it into your off mode. For example, there's different modes. There's off mode and the silent mode. There's a mode here on my body camera too where you can only record the audio. It doesn't show the light, as you see the red light here. That means it's recording. And of course the standby too, where you can come on, etc. But this, I don't know, but I presume it would be just standby mode, an off button, a record button. They wouldn't be too high tech. You can see night vision on my camera, which I'll show you now in a second. So you can see this now, that this is night vision. I have night vision on this. You can see the whole front of it is kind of lit up. I turn off this light. Might do some good. I turn off this light so you can see the front of it. That's night vision, where you can kind of see in the dark, which is pretty cool. You can't see that because it's because obviously the light, but you can see the difference when I turn it off. That's You can see the difference. You can really tell the difference when you switch it like that to this. But I'm sure the Garda ones won't be that thing. But of course, when you do it like that too, it shows that you can record your audio in terms of that. That's what it shows. But it shows that it's instead of yellow light, but it still records the audio. But when you turn it off, that's the light. There's a light on this. They were just very bright, just to say to. Let me see. It's hard enough to click it sometimes. But you can see that it's back to normal mode. But I highly doubt the Garda one will be that. And of course you have other buttons down there to rewind footage, etc. But yeah, it is quite a useful, handy machine. Say for example, if you're around, if something happened, etc. The main reason why I got it and stuff, of course, I was abused a few times in the road, not by political, anything political, but just because, you're lifting up rubbish and stuff like that. A few times people threw cans at me, etc. That has happened. And mainly too, if something did happen, you have the evidence, because again, it won't be hearsay. It's right there on the body camera. So it's a good wee machine, and it's good quality. Not sponsored by the way, but what I'm trying to say, it still would be good, and as long as the Gaudi don't tamper with it, etc. But there has to be a process too, that the Gaudi, when they have this body camera on, for example, as the green light this is on, but when it goes red, it's on. But they have to need a policy that if they record, for example, an interaction of a fight, that evidence to be straight away put somewhere safe where nobody can tamper with it into the court date, into a shown to the court, etc. But that needs to be addressed too, and of course this needs to be addressed to how much it costs, because as I say, this costs 400, and that was out of my own back pocket. I know this one might be a bit less. The Garda ones were a bit more chunkier. But still at the same time, I don't know. It could be about 500. Maybe they will pay 600, depending on each. But what I'm trying to say is they can easily get, like even these ones, are decent enough. I'm not saying this is great now, but still, it's better than nothing. But what I'm trying to say is, it is an awful lot of money to be spent on this. Especially because, again, other countries have done it for less, and so I don't know why we're different and why we're always different. But it is a good handy wee yoke, and you can see here just the look. I keep going the way. Just look back. It looks weird, kind of looking at the camera, looking back at the camera, but it's a lot better when you look at the other side. But this is the little where you can show things, where it's been recorded, etc. But yeah, I just thought to show you, because it's better to show you something what I'm talking about. But it'll be a lot different than this, of course. There's other features, etc. on this, but yeah, like there's other stuff. As I say, you can put it in the silent mode, etc. where it records, without anything lights. Basically going into spy operation or something like that. But of course, the Gaudi couldn't do that, because you would need to, obviously, in every country, majority of cases you would say being audio visual recorded. You have to tell the person that you're being audio visual recorded if you're talking to the police, etc. But anyway, do let me know what you think, because I do think it's good yoke, and it would probably show a good lot. And as long as nobody tappers with it, it could show a lot of wrongdoing along all the Sheena Connor too. So the Gaudi be terrified of that. But do let me know what you think, because I do think it's something that we need to talk about in society. I turned this off actually just here, but you can see when it goes off. Just to show you, just before I go, you can see it's just totally off. But that could also be in silent mode. You wouldn't know. But of course, the Gaudi couldn't have that, such a thing like that. But what I'm trying to say is we need to find out where all this money's going to. I don't believe that it's all going to training and storage. It couldn't be that much, along with the body cameras. But on average, it's about, going by the maths that the Gaudi have provided, to be 9 to 10k. So they need to kind of explain where all this money is going. If they are going ahead with it, it needs to be kind of explained in more detail, to be totally honest. And how they got to this, and how is it such a price, and was it the best contract they could have got for it? That's what I think. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.